the Nightmare on Elm Street 4K Collector's Edition. Is it worth it? Let's find out. So look at this. So the first thing you notice is this worn sort of VHS style box. It's got the old Warner Brothers logo and everything. That is cool. I do like this. So let's open it up. So first thing you're presented with is this distressed looking steelbook. So I'm not, the controversial opinion, like unpopular opinion rather, I'm not the biggest fan of this poster. I know it's iconic, I know a lot of people love it, but it's weird that this central image that doesn't really look like Nancy. It looks like a man. I'm sorry to say. I suppose it kind of does a little bit. It's got wavy brown hair and everything, but it almost looks like it was made before she was cast, so it could be anyone. My favourite poster image came on a later release, or it was just, I think it was mainly just the landscape version of the post that was released elsewhere, and it's that one here. If you can see that there, it's this one behind me. You can't really, you can only see a little corner of it, so I'll show it on the screen and what it looks like. This basically the Sleep Kills poster. That's my favourite poster. So I've got a VHS with that cover, so that's good enough for me. I've got a release of the movie with that as the front cover. But what I do love about this is it's not a traditional looking steelbook. It is like a faded, distressed look. So similar to, tying in with the VHS cover, the outer box, sorry, it is like a faded look, and it looks stunning. So as much as I'm not the biggest fan of that original poster, I do love this steelbook because of that faded look. It's the best way that poster can look, really. Back of the steelbook. I'll show close-ups of these anyway, but it's just Freddy breaking through that bedroom wall, Nancy's bedroom wall, in a almost like the wall's rubber. So, certificate of authenticity. Mine is number 9,836 of 27,400. They have re-released these as well. Like I pre-ordered it and I made sure that yes, I've definitely got one, and it sold out like very quickly in the pre-order phase. And then it sold so well, Zavvi, where I got it from, yeah, we've got another load in, so you can have it again. And those pre-orders haven't sold out now because everyone got the first lot. Right, this poster it looks like sort of A3 size, and it's double-sided. So you've got the traditional cover like on the steelbook on one side, but what I'm really excited about, which is one I'll probably put up in this room if I can find a space for it, the walls are quite full, but I might have to replace something. This is the Japanese poster, but that is really cool. It's typical like Japanese kind of face there, pale face, like a pale, they have to get that in there somewhere, like a pale woman's face. But that's really cool. I'd love to put that up. Much prefer it over the regular poster. There is a booklet. So the art cards have all got that design like on the front cover. Freddy in the boiler room in silhouette. There's Nancy. So we've got Glenn, Johnny Depp. I mean, this is his first role, and he was really good in it, you know. I'm sad to say that he's running rings around Heather Langenkamp when he's alongside her, and she's the lead, but she did get better as an actress, actually. She was just, when she was young, in this one, in Dream Warriors, she's not great, but then Wes Craven's New Nightmare, I mean, she was playing herself, but she was good in that, and also the Mike Flanagan series that she was in, that was riffing on Nightmare on Elm Street, because he's obviously a big fan of Nightmare on Elm Street. But it's a bit like Dream Warriors. She was in that as a homage to Nightmare on Elm Street, and as an adult actor, she's not a teenager anymore, she's like an adult, and she's sort of the head of that hospital kind of thing. She was good in that, you know. So she has got better with age. And we got Tina there, John Saxon. Not very exciting, that one. I mean, not got nothing against John Saxon, but I'm not going to mount that on the wall, you know.
Isn't that a little harsh? Harsh.
Just average-looking cop, isn't he? Here's Marge. I didn't know the mum was called Marge. I suppose John Saxon must have said it at some point, referring to her. But I did not know that Nancy's mum was called Marge. One thing, me and Johann, we watched this 4K remaster on the big screen around about just before Halloween at the Quad's Dead and Breakfast all-night marathon. That was the first film that screened on the night, and we got to see this new 40th anniversary remaster on the big screen. And what was the funny part, the reason why I bring it up is because Marge, I've never known her be the comic relief of the film. I know she's got the funny bit at the end where she gets pulled through the window and is like a mannequin, but all the way through the film she got the most laughs. But it's so weird because the laughs came from her alcoholism. It's just like her sneaking, getting a bottle out of the airing cupboard and having a swig on a hard liquor. Every time she was getting pissed and like getting drunk, or like just sneaking a little swig now and again, it was the comic relief. And I don't know why that's funny, but I think it's because it's overacted. It's so over the top that it becomes hilarious unintentionally. Right, and the last thing to look at, the discs. I think that's the lot. Also have a look at the interior of the steelbook. So 4K disc. So that has got the new 40th anniversary 4K remaster, obviously. It's got the uncut, unrated cut, and it's got obviously the theatrical cut. I'd never seen the uncut version before. I think it might be exclusive to this edition. So the reason why I've titled this episode as "Is It Worth It?" is because some people are actually debating whether they should get this whole set or this release just to get that unrated version because they haven't got it on any of the other releases they've got. It depends what kind of collector you are of it. If you're a really big completionist and a really big fan of this film and, you know, Nightmare on Elm Street, I'd say yes, because I've not seen the unrated version yet, but I've heard just a lot of the sections, the gory sections, like Tina's death and I suppose Glenn, because there's a lot of blood. There's lots of just little extended bits, so it lingers on something longer, like when Tina gets slashed on the mattress and flops down, so it just lingers on it longer, basically, on the gore. So a lot of bits like that, where there's more blood and more the goriest kind of moments, there's just extensions of that, like extra shots or lingering on a shot for longer, and that's the only difference. So some people say you blink and you miss it and you won't notice the extra stuff, but other people say if they've only ever seen the theatrical version and say they've watched it on VHS or something like that, that's all they've got, and then they watch something like that, like a 4K unrated, it's significant, the change to them, because they'll be like, wow, I hadn't seen that shot before or whatever. Like, so I don't know, to me it sounds like it probably isn't massive, the change, but I'm excited to see that unrated cut, so I'll definitely watch that. So that is just the Blu-ray And the Blu-ray will be exactly the same as the last Blu-ray release, which I've got the box set of all of the Nightmare films on Blu-ray, so that'll just be like that, won't be any different. Inside, the steelbook is just Freddy in the boiler room, look. So let's pop both discs in and let's have a look at what's on them and, you know, picture quality, what you might expect from this. Is it a big upgrade? Let's have a look. Now let's see how bad this rubber mom mannequin looks in 4K. Here we go. Oh my god, it looks, as you'd expect, 10 times worse. It is really just the colouring that's the difference, but it might be my screen. You know, I'm still unfortunately running my 4Ks off a PS5, not off a... I'm going to get a dedicated player at some point because I want to be able to see my discs in Dolby Vision, because the PS5 doesn't play 4K discs in Dolby Vision, only HDR10. So that is, to geeky people like me, that's a real disappointment. So I think even though I can see a colour difference between the 4K and the Blu-ray on the PS5, I will see a significant difference if it was running in Dolby Vision, I think, because there's a lot more colour depth in Dolby Vision than HDR10. I'm led to believe. That's what people have told me anyway. So when I get a new player, all my testing will be on a dedicated 4K player, not on the PS5. Because I did have a comment about that. You should be using a dedicated player, not the PS5. And I was like, oh yeah, whatever. And then I looked into it and I was like, oh, bloody hell, no Dolby Vision on the PS5. And I was so pissed off that I understood where that guy was coming from then. So I will get a proper 4K player and run all my 4K discs through that. Probably run anything through that. I'll probably just use the PS5 just for gaming after that point, because these 4K players, they tend to play everything. They tend to play 4K discs, Blu-ray discs, DVDs, CDs, the whole lot. So I'll just run everything from that, and I'll just put games in the PS5 like it's supposed to run.
That's obvious.
So with that rant over, that's the end of the episode. Did you get this release? What did you think of it? Are you thinking about getting it? What's your opinions on Nightmare on Elm Street? What's your favourite one in the series? Is it this first one? A lot of people like Dream Warriors. I think that's probably my favourite. I'm looking forward to a 4K release of Dream Warriors. That'd be amazing. I'll definitely get a collector's edition of Dream Warriors. But I don't know, they might only give that treatment to the first movie. So anyway, let me know in the comments your thoughts on this release, and whatever floats your boat in terms of Nightmare on Elm Street, put it in the comments. I'm Harvey Retro, and I'll see you in the future, talking about the past.
Fancy supporting Retro Rewind in the best possible way? Head over to buymeacoffee.com/Harvey Retro and choose from 2 options to unlock exclusive full movie and album commentary videos by yours truly and guests. Select membership and join Harvey's AV Club for £3 a month. Trivia, anecdotes, and even drinking games will be on the cards with these special commentary episodes. Or, if you'd rather, just say thank you without joining the club, select support and buy us a VHS tape, which is a single £5 contribution, and don't forget to tell us which classic you're adding to our library, as it might inspire me to review that movie in future. And that's it.